How do you maintain current programs when the sales of real estate in Kirkland and Franklin Township are selling at approximately 50% of their original value, and the state of Illinois wants to cut funding to governmental agencies 10 to 20%? That's already been mentioned, but Mike, would you care to comment on that?
The only thing you can really do is, if you're committed not to raise property taxes, you've got to look at what you offer and see if you can make any cuts. Now, I've been an advocate of the fact that there's always waste in everything we offer, and you just have to look at that. You may have to increase some fees as well to offset some of the cost of providing these services. And push comes to shove, we don't offer the services. We may cut back on snow plowing. We may not ask the guys to come out at midnight to fix a busted water main or things like that. Just, that's what you got to do.
To be perfectly honest, we have to be very careful on exactly what we're doing. We're in the process of setting the budget for this next fiscal year, and we're trying to control our expenses to what the actuals were 2 years ago. Now, this town is running on 3 people that are running this town as far as water, snow plow, everything that's going on. You may or may not remember, but a couple of weeks ago we had about 20 inches of snow that fell. And I can tell you honestly that I ran out of gas for my snowblower, and I was able to get in my car, drive down to the marathon, pick up some gas, and load up my snowblower again. The streets were clean less than 24 hours after we had a major snow event. And that requires some commendation for these people that are busting their butts, to be honest with you. You couldn't drive out of town. You couldn't go east on 72. It was still packed. You were stuck. But you know what? Our streets were clean. And that's something that, you don't want to cut down on services. You see Chicago saying, oh, you know what, we're going to cut down on our rat patrol. Wait until you see what happens in Chicago if they cut down on something, something like that. It sounds silly, but you know what, when you see something like that pile up and it affects you, you're going to be upset.
Thank you. David?
I agree with what Ken said, and I mean, it's not just the village of Kirkland that's facing all these problems, it's the whole state of Illinois. And you got to just do what you can do.
Preparing a budget for 2011, and we're rolling things back to 2 years ago. I mean, hopefully, we've pretty much been able the last 4 years to keep a balanced budget, and we keep trimming ways off the department heads, the police department, the water sewer. They cut back every year, We don't give out a lot of raises and stuff like that, we're all tightening up, and that's what we're going to just keep on doing, is just tightening up till this thing breaks.
Comments?
Yeah, being an accountant, the treasury report come out in the midweek for year 2010. There's a lot of expenditures in there I question. For example, Super Speedway America, they spent $15,000 there. I checked with this village, they said it was for gasoline. Now, at $15,000 at 3 cents a gallon, that's $5,000 of gasoline spent a year, or 100 gallons a week. Do we spend that much in the village for police cars? That's strictly basically for police cars, because I checked with Blake, they said Public Works got less than 1,000 gallons of gasoline. Now what I'm saying, what are we doing here? Are we wasting money, or are we trying to conserve it? Just like your salaries. Your police department, we're spending $225,000 a year on salaries for the police department. And Public Works, for $160,000 for 3 people down in the Public Works department. Village administration, $45,000. That's $430,000 per year we spent, plus $61,000 in pension funds. Now, you tell me if we're cutting or not. I think we're increasing.